Okay. Welcome to episode 2 of the Henry Aaron Westbrooks show. This episode is sponsored by C4. Link in the description. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you get a good copy of my book. It's on Amazon. New You Now, A Guide to Amazing Improvements. Follow me on Instagram at Wealthy Westbrooks. Link in the description. So, a couple things I want to talk about today. In this episode, basically the premise of it is staying positive and staying productive, guys. It's important to stay positive and it's important to stay productive. Let me break this down one at a time. The power of positivity. Well, let's talk about it. When you're positive, you're in a good mood. You're optimistic. You feel good. You have a good attitude. People tend to want to be around you. When you're positive, you see the glass half full. When you're positive, nothing really bothers you, right? When you're positive, you're uplifted and you're motivated. When you're positive, you have high levels of belief, faith, and confidence. This vibration of being positive, feeling positive, right? I mean, you could take it as far as speaking positive. Feeling, speaking, thinking, seeing, right? Interpreting, hearing, only the positive. I mean, you can hear things, you can control this to the level you want, but the fact of the matter is, regardless of the level or what realm of positivity you want to put it, whatever part of positivity, whatever aspect you're putting this positivity towards, it's going to affect the rest of your life. It's going to affect every other situation you have going on. It's going to all trickle in. You'll notice how everything in your life kind of is intertwines, right? Your money is tied into your finances, which is tied into your, personal life and your well-being, how you feel about yourself and your self-image, right? All these things, right? It's all intertwines. If you're lacking in one area, it's probably affecting the other areas, right? Or if you're doing really good in other areas, it could be helping the other areas, right? If you're not doing well financially, maybe it's affecting your relationships. They say a lot of divorces are caused by, lack of finances and financial arguments, financial disagreements. So obviously, if there's a financial problem, with one or both of the parties, there's going to, and that would lead to, right, in a personal life, with that could affect going to work. They don't feel like working, then the marriage breaks up. What I'm saying is these things intertwine, right? So if you got to check every aspect of your life. How are you doing financially? Your bank account will tell you that, or your portfolio, your net worth, right? How are you doing emotionally, right? Check yourself. How are you doing mentally, right? How are you doing spiritually? How are you doing physically? You can check the recurrent results will determine your attitude towards those subjects, whether it's been positive or negative. Right, and going back to the example I'm giving you, if you have good things going on financially and you're in good position, you could probably help, create stability in your relationships and give and promote and support, right? And that's going to help nurture those relationships. So you can see this all directly correlates. You're going to feel good about yourself, right? Et cetera, et cetera. So the whole point here is, guys, you have to be positive, right? And it sounds very repetitive, but when you're welcome to my viewer, when you're maintaining a positive mental image, it's about how you see the world, how you decide you're going to act and respond, right, accordingly to what happens. Now, there's an interesting correlation between being productive and having that affect you how you feel, right? When you're doing things that are productive, and I mean positively productive, right? Productive meaning it's good things, right? Maybe you're making business plans, maybe you're making money, maybe you're exercising, maybe you're networking, maybe you're reading, whatever you're doing. As long as it's something productive, that tends to have a positive effect on you. You're going to feel good about doing things that are productive, right? So that also connects and those correlate together. That's why these two subjects, I'm putting them together in the video. When you're being productive, right? When your schedule's booked, when you have things going on, when you're back to back, when you have no empty time in your calendar, you're always doing things. You always have things going on, which doesn't allow for dead time. It doesn't allow for wandering and drifting into unproductiveness and unproductivity and wasting time, right? When you're being productive, you're going to naturally, basically directly or indirectly, become positive because you're feeling this sense of accomplishment. You're feeling this sense of, okay, I'm getting things done, things are happening, boom, 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 right? So just know the more you do, the more the more positive you'll feel, right? The more productive you are, the better you're going to feel about yourself. Straight like that. The more positive you are, the more you're actually going to end up doing in return. So it's like a mutual cycle. It almost like they feed each other. It's like a symbiotic relationship that just keeps on giving and receiving between itself. It's powerfully magical. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. When you start doing, let me put it in perspective for you. All right. So let's say you wake up and your goal, right? You should have goals. If you watch my videos, you guys know about making goals, writing goals, or maybe you just have it on your mind, whatever. But as long as you had a goal to wake up at a certain time, you did it, boom, you already accomplished. You should feel good about yourself. Now you're making your bed, boom, that's a win. Boom, now you're brushing your teeth, boom, now you're showering, boom, now you're taking notes and journaling for the day and planning for your time. Boom, now you got a new email going out. Boom, now you posted some content. Boom, you're getting some engagement. Boom, you set up a new client call. Boom, you're on the phone. Boom, next thing you know, it's almost lunchtime, but you already got some business going on. You got some clients calling. You already maybe closed a deal already. You're feeling good about yourself. Why? Because you're accomplishing things throughout this. You're waking up with momentum, and you're banging out tasks, right? You're banging out tasks. You're banging out things that are needed to happen. Now, whether they're trivial like brushing your teeth or not, right? Or super major like closing $1 million deal. Great. It doesn't matter. Get things done that are good for you at any level. Now, the whole idea is, sure, you should be focusing on like high productive, high yield activities, things that are actually going to make big impacts in your life, whether it be financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, or physically. But, things got to get done. I'm not saying waste your time, though, like doing dishes, sweeping the floor, putting lotion all over your body, and thinking this is productive. Like, yeah, these things can be done, but ask yourself, what maybe can you delegate to somebody else so that you can do more productive things, right? Because there's different levels of being productive. Don't get me wrong here. Some people think they're being productive when they're really just filling up their time being busy bodies. And being busy is not necessarily being productive. What's the difference? You can be busy doing something that's not productive. And then, that's when you got to ask yourself, well, I feel good about it, but was it productive? And then you're going to have this inner turmoil between yourself because you could have done something more productive, but you had fun, so you felt positive. But then you kind of feel bad about it in the subconscious mind because you're like, damn, I could have been doing something different. Right now, I'm not telling you don't have some fun. I'm not saying don't, let out some steam or whatever. Play your video games, go out, chill, go out to the movies, whatever. Go out, and then jump in the pool, swim, surf, skateboard. I don't care what you do for fun in your leisure time, right? In your fun, but just understand that you should be filling your time mostly with productive activity, not too much recreation. A little bit of recreation here and there, but you got to be productive, brother. You are not where you need to be yet, right? So why would you be wasting time doing things that aren't really getting you anywhere? Trust me, life goes by like that, brother. I remember when I was in high school. So I remember back before high school, but I remember back when I was in high school, right? And then I remember going to college, boom, and I remember like graduating college, boom. And I remember thinking like, oh, and then boom, here it is. Life is that was already, you know, a decent amount of time ago. The point is, like, time flies, brother. You don't understand. You think you have more time than you do, right? Start creating plans for your future. Start creating plans for 6 months, 1 year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years out, so that you can start taking steps towards it. Because if you don't, you're just going to be drifting throughout life. Things are just going to be happening. You're going to be floating here, floating there, trying this, trying that, dabbling here, dabbling there. And that's fine because you're young. You got time to do these things, but hopefully you're being productive while doing this and not just saying, "Oh, well, I'll figure it out one day." Because if you didn't do your research and your diligence throughout that time period, like right now, you're going to eventually get to a point where you're like, "Shit, what did I haven't even done anything. I haven't learned anything. I haven't tried anything. I haven't figured anything out," right? And you're going to be freaking out. Don't let that be you, bro. Don't let that be you. So yeah, man, that's really what it comes down to. Now, let's flip the script real quick and talk a little bit about being negative and what it looks like when you're not being productive, because those two kind of go hand in hand as well. When you're being negative, right? When you're being negative, when you're thinking negative, you're feeling negative, you have a negative attitude, you have a negative perspective, everything about you is negative. Just your vibration, first of all. You're not cool, right? You don't even feel good about being with yourself a lot of times. You might not even like yourself. You might be having some negative self-talk. You might be talking to yourself badly, poorly, you know what I'm saying? Putting yourself down, right? And then because you don't feel good about yourself or your situation or your current results or whatever the hell's the problem with you, negatively, right? Because being negative is not, I mean, I'll explain this deeper in another video, but it's a choice, right? It's your choice to be negative, right? So if you're choosing to be negative, right, all that's reflecting is that you don't have the capacity or the motivation to be positive, or that you want to be negative, right? You're just choosing to be negative. And honestly, again, nobody wants to be around somebody who's negative. So you probably don't. You probably have a hard time being with yourself sometimes. It's just the fact of the matter. Until you love yourself fully and promote self-love and positivity within yourself, people probably not going to like you too much, or for a long time or whatever the case may be, right? To create a pure, nurtured, relationship or bonds with people, you got to be full and whole, especially with yourself, right? So it all starts with yourself, number one. How are you talking to yourself? What are you saying to yourself? What are you doing? What type of ways are you treating yourself? What are your routines? What are your habits, right? What are your overall opinions about yourself? What is that self-talk that you have? Is it positive or is it negative? What is the self-talk that you have? It determines your overall results, how you see yourself, how you project yourself, how others see you, and your overall results in life, right? So you got to get this straight. If you're being negative, people, can sense that, and your results probably show that, right? There's a vibration to you. There's people, they can kind of feel it, like, oh, this person's like got problems, or this person's like, trouble, right? You don't want to be that person, right? You want to be the person that people are attracted to, for good reasons. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people are attracted to negativity. Some people, some people thrive off of it. Some people literally, they love being negative. They just love negativity. It's like fuel. It's like, that's just what it is. But so choose accordingly, and just understand how it all works and how it all can reflect, because negativity overall damages and kills, right? Um, Nothing positive has ever been achieved with a negative mindset. It can get kind of like convoluted, if you're thinking about things like war, right? Or, um, you know, certain projects or social, social, what do they call these things? Social, I guess social problems, right? Like abortion and, the vaccine, you know what I'm saying? Like all these things, there's like a long-term goal, there's a vision, right? There's good intention, negative, bad, so you get what the whole point. What I'm saying is a lot of things are up to interpretation, right? So if you want to talk truly about negativity and positivity, there really is no good or bad. If you want to talk about it like that, good versus bad, right? Because it's all interpretational and it's all just energy, and it just is. It is whatever you make it. It is what it is. Energy is not neither negative or positive. It just is. But understand that they both exist, positive and negative vibrations and frequencies. It's up to you and which one you're going to tap into and, you know, operate on, right? So Just realize negativity truly doesn't help you become productive. Most of the time, you will not be accomplishing much. You'll just be sitting there in a fearful state, confused, negative mindset, doubtful. You'll be sitting there worried. You'll be sitting there hating on somebody else, salty, bitter, jealous, and you'll do things out of spite and maliciously, and you'll act, recklessly a lot of times. So a lot of times, again, you won't even have the right intentions. So that's just what happens when you're being negative, and negativity, rules you. Things can happen for you, perceivably good things can even happen to you. Perceivably good things, and maybe they are good things, but when they're gained through negativity, a lot of times it's taken away. Most of the time, it's tarnished. Laws of the universe just don't really have that happen. It just doesn't. That's just not how it works. Some that eventually, things catch up to you, right? Or something bad happens, or something happens where it's almost like you shouldn't have did any of that stuff. You should have did the right thing, the wrong thing. What is this? I'm not trying to get religious. I'm not trying to get philosophical. But the whole point is, man, spend your time doing good, feeling good, being good, elevating, uplifting, enhancing, improving, and shining, and try to help others do the same and do the same for others, with others. All right. So if this video helped you out, make sure you smash the like button, man. Comment below what else you want to know. Turn on the post notification bell so you don't miss anything coming up in the future. Check out my book. Check out my link down below. And as always, stay happy, healthy, wealthy, blessed, and focused on success. And when you see me drop another video, you already know what to do, man. Tap in. Peace.